that time again, isn't it, where I need to make a comment on this never-ending madness, which is the situation of the program, this social and political persecution of me, Stephen Bell, which is being conducted on a global basis. And as far as I understand at the moment, the state arbiters, this conglomerate of intelligence agencies and their small states, are just running completely amok, and they are spreading all kinds of disturbing and completely outrageous stories and claims against me, Stephen Bell. And generally speaking, as is always the case, I don't really have any idea of what they are saying or proclaiming to the world supposedly about me. But I do understand that they are obviously continuously assassinating my character, and it's mostly in a as I understand, their narratives are predominantly in a sexual what can you say, theme, and in this regard they're making all sorts of claims, which generally speaking has always been the case all through the program. They have been continuously making virtual movie fabrications on this topic. They have been continuously making endless talk radio on this topic, the same kind of way they have been making false claims and allegations against me in this regard. And as I have proven many times before, spoken about, that I'm not known in any country, and here in Denmark, where I have lived most of my life, there's 14 police districts, and I have sent FOIA requests to all of them, and not one piece of information on me, Stephen Bell, is relating to sex or sex crimes or anything of that nature. And since that's just a matter of fact, provable through official documentation, not documentation I have wrote, but official documentation from the relevant authorities. So needless to say, I'm not a sex criminal in any way, shape or form, despite my checkered past, where I have been known for violence and for drugs predominantly, and other smaller things like that. But that is obviously in the future or in the past, and it is not of any benefit to the state arbiters. So they are completely going off the rails, making all of these kind of claims against me. But as can be seen again and again, I'm not involved in this social persecution of me. I'm not involved in their narratives by any way, shape or form, but they are endlessly churning out all of these propaganda narratives and virtual movie fabrications on these topics without ever having anything confirmed, or without having any evidence for what they're saying other than their own fabricated virtual movie fabrications. And people are not allowed to have any kind of interactions with me whatsoever, and the interactions I am having with people are all more or less coerced and controlled by the state arbiters, using this global communication system, this real-time synthetic telepathy system, to literally micromanage and dictate what kind of interactions people are having with me when I'm having them. And it's very little interactions I'm having, and obviously all of these measures that are put in place all have the intent to hinder the truth from being heard by the people on a global basis. And that is also why I am being completely shadow banned and outright banned on social media. I can hardly post anything on Facebook right now without all of my posts being heavily restricted. And all of these things are obviously to hinder the truth from being heard and seen by people. So it's only this conglomerate of intelligence agencies and their small states' endless narratives and virtual movie fabrications people are basing their mind on, or their belief systems. Because obviously, if people were able to have organic interactions and conversations with me, they could ask me on a daily basis, is this story and claim about so and so true? And then they could hear my side of the story versus the government's, this conglomerate of government and intelligence agencies stories and claims. And I could say things like that, yeah, but if I'm supposedly a sex criminal and I have committed a crime, let's say in the year 2010, why isn't there any documentation to that fact? Why has there never been any arrests or interviews of me by the police? Why is there no prosecution? Why is there no judgment? So on and so forth. And that would be the way that something of that nature would be debunked. And obviously this is not happening because their side of the story, this never-ending fabrications propaganda machine, is just endlessly churning out bullshit without there ever being any material action that corresponds to those particular claims forwarded by a conglomerate of government and intelligence agencies, as I say. And that is exactly why that is not happening, because they have nothing. I am not any stretch of the imagination a sex criminal. I would, however, break your nose in a heartbeat if you ever threatened or provoked me to such an extent that would be necessary. And in my earlier days, it wouldn't take a lot to get that kind of response from me. But nowadays, I'm obviously a lot smarter, and I'm well aware of what they're trying to do to me. So obviously, that situation is not going to happen unless I'm in my right to do so, legally speaking. And that's kind of the facts of the matter of this never-ending saga, which is this global social engineering and intelligence operation, aka the program, predominantly run by the United States government and its intelligence agencies, CIA and NSA. And that's just that.